Okay, guys, it's your boy giving you guys another review of From. This is episode 9, part 1. Feel free to hit the subscription button and notification bell. Share this with your friends, family, and followers. I have to let you guys know this is spoiler alert, spoiler alert, spoiler alert. All right, so we're going to get into what I saw yesterday. And yesterday was so good. I had to watch it twice. I mean, it was superb. All right. Now, if you've been following my channel and I've been talking and discussing with you guys what possibly could happen in this season, a lot of stuff I have said in videos have came to form. And we're about to tackle and address all those things, except the characters. I thought this character was going to tell that to that character. It was actually said, but it was said through different characters. All right. So let's just get into it. All right. Here we are. All right. From finds his stride again in the back half of season 3. One was getting a little worried. There were in the middle of the show when the show started bogging down, frustrating moments. Who killed who? The back and forth. Thankfully, things have picked up, considering we're at the near end of the season finale, and we all gonna have to wait for season 4. Now, to me, I feel like each episode of season 3 has been top notch in my humble opinion. I feel like the only episode to me that was just average was episode 7, I believe. So, you know, this is coming, I'm just reading the article, and this is coming from Forbes. So apparently this journalist is not too happy with what has transpired in this season 3 of From. All right. So here are some highlights. Jim is back being cool Jim again. He's fully backing Tabitha now. He actually is calm and reasonable when he confronts Randall, all right, who is also calm and reasonable, telling Jim to teach his daughter how to drive, since none of them will be able to make it out of here alive anyway. I'm more convinced than ever that this is the real Jim. Jim, being a real prick most of the season, has finally came around. It's bad news for his survival. Still, it's nice to see Jim back to his old self. We're getting a lot of nicer moments between him and his family, including the trip to the RV. Ethan, things happen here, things we can't control. This place wants us to blame ourselves. He's telling the boy how he's facing those things, and that's what matters. This is a sweet moment. It's interrupted by a call by a fake Thomas over the radio. Please don't leave me here, the voice says. Come on, Dad, Ethan says. You were right. It's not him. It's not Thomas. Okay. Now, I saw that scene. I thought that was a very touching scene between Jim and his son. It kind of gotten them a lot closer. This is the first time in a lot of episodes that they have, had conversations like this, and father and son. And now their relationship is even stronger. And not only that, Jim has reconciled with his daughter. He's fully backing Tabitha. So Jim is getting back being the Jim he was in season 1. And I think that's a good. I think that's a good thing, because now more than ever, his family needs him more. Instead of divide and conquer, he's finally, instead of trying to be controlling and scared, he's allowing his family members to speak out, and he's backing them whatever decisions that they make. I thought that was great. Okay, and it comes full circle from when Jim is back to season like he was in season 1. All right, so Jade and Henry. Oh, well, my fault. I'm moving too fast. Victor is frustrated that his memories about Jasper and the boy in white has been muddy and unhelpful, deciding that the right thing to do is to chop down the faraway tree. The boy in white shows up, tells him to stop, tells him that he tries to help Christopher and it didn't work. And it's and that okay, and that is the time they figured all of this out on their own. I thought you were my friend, Victor pleaded. I am your friend, the boy replies. Tell me what to do. Victor says, that's what Victor says. The boy tells him, don't cut down the tree. Now, I watched that scene, and my humble estimation, that's a good scene, but when you start looking at all the storylines in episode 9, that wasn't the best scene. That wasn't the scene that, oh man, I got to see what's going to happen next to Victor. I think this was a continuation to Victor, the battle that Victor has with his memories. His memories are cloudy, they're muddy. And the boy in white, that's the first time I ever heard him talk. And the boy in white has gotten older. It seems like season 2, he was like a child. Now he's almost like a teenager, all right? And even Victor said that. And he said, because things are changing. And the boy in white even said, Victor, you're changing as well, all right? So, yeah. So I thought that was, it was an okay scene, but the more important scenes or the more important storylines that you want to see what's going on, you have to watch the whole episode, okay? So Jade and Henry has a nice talk. Henry says to Jade, reminding him of Victor, he asks, what would you do if you were in Henry's shoes? You're trying to figure out how to fix him, right? Jade says you can't because he's not broken. Victor is a product of this place, and this place made him. Victor has been surviving here for decades. He's been shaped by this place. He's Tarzan growing up in the jungle, and you're the guy who comes along and makes him feel like an asshole because he doesn't know how to eat with a fork. And I'm gonna stop right there. I thought that, to me, that's the best I have seen Jade in a long time, where he's not talking about all these conspiracy theories. He's not I'm not gonna say he's wasting his time, but you really don't get to know a lot about Jade because Jade's trying to figure out a way to get home, to get everyone else home. His mind is consumed with the town and what the town is doing and the creatures and Jade has been occupied throughout, okay, from season 1 to now. And that's the first time I have ever seen Jade so clear and gave some great advice to Victor's father. And the example he used was perfect. Victor is like Tarzan in the jungle. He's been surviving for decades. And we come along and we're mad at him because he doesn't even know how to use a fork. All right. So he's basically saying, like, Victor's not broken. He's just a product of this environment. And you have to respect that. Okay. So kudos to Jade. That's the first time I ever seen Jade speak up or stand up for somebody. And I thought that was a great scene, and we're gonna keep moving on. Boyd organizes a search party to look for Phantoma. They pair off and set out. Elgin offers to help Ellis in order to ensure he doesn't find her. It's not a very smart move. He acts pretty suspicious, okay? Acosta continues to be incredible, obnoxious. She almost draws her gun on Victor for being upset. She's she's genuinely the worst. Julia and Tabitha pairs off. Julia reveals what really happened in the ruins. It wasn't a dream. She tells her about the man chained to the wall and hearing Victor in the tunnels. I hope she tells Boyd, then he'll realize that Julie was the one who threw the rope down. They both realize, yes, this is a time portal. They can use it to help. I do not think that time travel, or at least Julia time traveling, will be a big part of season 4. So let's just break down all these things I just talked about. First of all, Boyd organizing a search party. And remember last episode what Donna told Boyd, that the town has lost a lot of confidence in Boyd. And I think when he called a town meeting, it built a lot of character of Boyd, and people that were doubting Boyd, now to me he's starting to build trust with the people that had doubts about him. Now there was a few people in the crowd wasn't too sure what was going on, but when Boyd made that speech at the end, he galvanized everyone to, okay, look, I know you want answers. You want to know what happened to Phantoma. You want to know who killed or Attila. You want to know what's been going on. So let's put all that aside and let's all of us help find Phantoma. And he also, told the town folks, we was all scared at once before you got here, and the creatures would just have their way at night and just kill whoever they wanted until they found the talismans. And now with those talismans, the creatures can't go into your homes. All right. So I thought that moment showed why Boyd is the leader of the town, why people listen to him. And I think it really builds confidence and trust with people that had doubts about Boyd. Even Acosta felt some confidence through Boyd's speech. All right. I don't think Boyd and Acosta are going to be on the same level. And I even said in multiple videos, I'm going to continue to say this again. I think there's going to be changes on how the rules are going to be, for that town. Now, I said that, because Boyd his health is not at the best. He's got Parkinson's, and Boyd is just getting worse and worse. And Boyd is wanting Timothy to take over for him. Now, Timothy is reluctant in being the sheriff, but he told him he'll be okay to be the deputy. All right. I feel like Acosta and Timothy are going to be the law of that town, or it could be a scenario where Timothy is the law with the people that are in the houses, and Estella's probably going to be the police for the house. I forgot the name of that house. The Confidence House, whatever. I had it in my vein. I had a brain fart. I'm sorry. So she may pair up with Donna and be the law at her loft. Okay, so that can be a scenario as well. So because Donna, Acosta is starting to trust Donna. Donna is starting to trust Acosta, and she said, "When all this is over, we're gonna sit down, we're gonna talk." And I believe Donna's going to tell Acosta everything, and we have to find out how she's going to react with that. Now, if she is still the hothead like she was, that like she's demonstrated in previous episodes, this is not going to go too well with her and Boyd. Okay, it's gonna be a power struggle between them two in season 4. But I do believe uh, Acosta is learning real fast. Is not to be emotional, not to be angry. And you saw that when she was talking to Victor, when Victor had the axe in the kitchen. Now Acosta, she didn't drew her gun, but she had her hand on her gun. But she was also calming down the situation. Now a lot of people are gonna say, well, she didn't have bullets in the gun. Why draw a gun and you don't have bullets in the gun? All right, but no one else knows that other than Boyd and Acosta. All right, so but still, I think she's learning, and I think she's realizing there's more than one way to skin a cat. You don't have to, go in guns a blazing, being hot headed. And I think she's going to mature and learn from these last 2 episodes. She's going to be very reliable in season 4. All right. So Julie and Tabitha. All right. Now they paired off, and they was looking for Phantoma. And Julie, no, Tabitha is, she sees the a little girl, and she follows a little girl, and they go to the root cellar. And as she was walking down the root cellar, she started getting this weird vibe, this weird feeling, and she's been feeling this way throughout the whole episode. When she was in the church and she grabbed, oh my God, when she grabbed Victor, and she started getting these feelings, these weird vibes and these weird feelings, but nothing came into fruition until she grabbed Victor again in the root cellar, and she saw the whole ordeal with Victor's mother, and Victor's hiding his mother. And no, Victor's mother is hiding Victor, and she goes out of the root cellar, and I guess she's looking for a faraway tree, and there's no way of her getting inside the tree. And one of the creatures ended up attacking her and killing her, and Tabitha is reliving that, and she is scared to death. She didn't want Victor touching her. She didn't want Julie touching her. She was just scared to death. Now, a lot of people are saying that Tabitha is Victor's mother in another lifetime. Like she was reborn again from that situation. And I've seen that in a lot of message boards. I've seen that on social media. I've seen it from a lot of content creators. And people have been spewing that even before season 3 started, that Tabitha is possibly Victor's mom in another lifetime. And oh my God. And uh oh my God. Hold on one second, guys. Hold on. I'm trying to find his name. Jim. So Tabitha and Jim are Victor's parents, because, throughout last season 1, season 2, and season 3, she noticed that she made a bracelet for Jim, and Jim lost it. and they find it in the diner, and that was in season 1. And Jim is just, Jim was being stubborn and saying, "Oh, that's not my bracelet. That's, that's impossible." But she said, "No, I remember making it because the way how I made this knot, it was a mistake." All right. So where did that bracelet come from? And then when Tabitha went into the real world, and she met up with Victor's father, a lot of stuff was very familiar with her when she was meeting Victor's father. All right. And same bracelet was in the glove compartment box in Victor's father's car. And then that's when they had the crash. All right. Now, they could be playing tricks with her, and I think that's what's going on. They're playing tricks with Tabitha, and I don't believe that Jim and Tabitha uh, were the parents of Victor in another lifetime. I just don't believe in that theory. But like I said, stranger things have happened, and unfortunately, we won't know about that until season 4. Obviously, uh, uh, obviously they're not going to explain that in the last episode of season 3, because they want to. There's a lot of storylines that they're trying to, either tidy up or have continuations of them for season 4. All right. So yeah. As they talk, one of the dead children appeared outside Victor's trailer and beckoned for them to follow. Okay, we just talked about that. Okay. So inside Phantoma's prison, she finds a trap door in the floor, which she tries desperately to open. I don't think it's thin. I don't think I don't think this is a good idea. Whenever it's whatever's below this room, it can't be good. As she tries to dig, the kimono lady appears. And what do you want from me? Phantoma shouted. The kimono lady just said shush, and put her back into bed. And she put her hands over uh, uh, Phantoma's mouth. Now, the reason why she was doing that, because she didn't want Phantoma to be yelling and screaming, because in the other room there was Victor, Julie, and Tabitha, and if she would have yelled, they would have known she was in the other room. Okay, so and even Phantoma was telling a lot Elgin that, look, this kimono lady, she's playing tricks with you, man. She's not going to get us out. She's not going to save us. She's not going to find all of us a way home. All right. Obviously, whatever's in Phantoma, Phantoma is not a good thing for Phantoma. And is a Phantoma even going to survive the pregnancy? We talked about this. I do not believe Phantoma is going to survive this pregnancy if it goes through. All right. So, as for the trap door, the door, I think that's when the baby is delivered. I think the kimono lady is going to instruct Elijah to take the baby down, take the baby downstairs by opening up that door. All right. So whatever is birthed from Phantoma, whoever's down there is going to be taking care of the baby. All right. So that hopefully, it's one episode left. I think it's going to end on a cliffhanger. Phantoma is going to deliver the baby, but we're not. But they're going to cut it off just right when the baby is delivered, We won't know if Phantom made it through the pregnancy. We don't even know if it's a baby or if it's a creature or I don't know. It could be anything. And the people that are looking for Phantoma, or is anyone going to find her? We don't know none of this stuff. I guarantee you, we're not gonna get answers from any of these things until season 4. So that's my opinion on that. Tabitha and Julie follows the. Okay, no. I don't talked about that. All right. So Victor asks what Victor she asks, this is where it happens. He replies, he is now blaming himself for his mother Mariah and her sister dying. He was the one who told them about the children after seeing Christopher and the boy in white. Victor, it wasn't your fault, Tabitha says. You were just a little boy. She hugs him and she gets a dizzy feeling and she returns, and all of a sudden she is in the memory and she sees Mariah telling her children that she loved them. Tabitha pushed Victor away, runs outside, says no. She says it's impossible. Okay. And we talked about, and I talked about that briefly and what I feel like that could mean. All right. So a lot of things. Okay, another thing I want to talk about. This was earlier in the episode when Boyd and Ellis, the father and son bond was stronger. One, when it was looking for Phantoma, and two, when they were in the post office and he was telling his son the truth, like, look, I got Parkinson's, I may not make it through all this. The one scene I want to talk about is, and I thought this scene, when I saw the preview of it last week, I thought this was going to be a big important scene of the episode, where Boyd is holding his gun and he's talking to one of the creatures, and he's yelling at the creatures. And I said that, wow, something must have happened. Something really traumatic must have happened. And something did traumatically happen, because Boyd is talking to his son that he may not make it because of this Parkinson, and he may actually die from it. And I thought that was a very important scene. It was an important scene. It wasn't what I was telling you guys earlier in last week's video, but yet again, this is a good a scene, and I wanted to talk about it. So, all in all, my opinion about today's episode. Yesterday's episode, I thought it was a good episode. It explained a lot of stuff that's going on in from a lot of things were answered, but like I said, the last and final episode, I don't think we're going to get everything answered, and we're gonna have to wait a whole entire year for season 4 to be back on the air. I think Phantoma, what happens to Phantoma? What was Phantoma even found? And if she was found, was Phantoma alive? Whatever she's carrying, what was it? I don't think we're going to know anything about that. Tabitha, Victor, Jim, is there a connection? Why is Tabitha having, can see Victor's mother's memories. Maria, you know, Estella, and the dynamic between Estella and Donna. How that's going to shape up. Boyd, is he going to make it from Parkinson? Is he, what's going to happen to him? Um, it's a lot of things that we won't get all the answers on the last final episode, but we will get some answers. All right. So, um, let's go right here to the last episode, and this is part 2. I think it's called Shattered. Boyd feels the town slipping away from him as the weather grows colder and the residents grow and the residents are more desperate. Okay, and what I want to talk about that. Okay, um, I think the town is getting worse, and even Victor said this in episode 1 of season 3. He's been noticing a lot of changes that the town has been going through. It's getting colder. The vegetation is not growing where they normally grow it at. Trees are being moved. The colors are gone, and I think it's going to get colder and colder, and it's going to make it worse for the residents there. And people are going to be doing some desperate things. All right. Um, and look, I've said this 1,000 times. I do feel like, and I need to change my opinion on what I said first. I do feel like all the spirits and the ghost and all that stuff, the what they see in the daytime, I feel like that's a higher being. I don't think that has nothing to do with the creatures. Um, and I need to change that. I think everything works together, but I do feel like there are certain spirits and certain forces that are trying to uh, help these residents here, or at least put them in the right on the right track. Um, like I said, this episode right here is going to determine whether or not the town, the people in the town really truly believe and trust Boyd. And this would be a perfect time for Estella, if and in her power struggle with Boyd, she can capitalize off this. She can go and tell the town folks like Boyd's been keeping secrets, and start spilling the beans, and then she becomes the new leader of the town. I don't think Estella is ready to be the new leader. I do feel like she she can, Commonwealth, she can be the police for Commonwealth. Timothy can be the police of the town, and in Commonwealth, they're going to be more stricter with their laws. I think, Victor was living in Commonwealth. I do feel like with this decision, he's probably going to move back to his mother's house. Okay, so those are all scenarios. Those are possibilities, and it's starting to shape up. The last episode starting to shape up to be a good episode. It's going to be like a lot of cliffhangers, and unfortunately, we're going to have to wait a whole entire year to get the answers to the questions of these cliffhangers. So, yeah. That's all I got, folks. That is definitely all I got. Please do your boy solid. Hit the subscription button, the notification bell, share this with your friends, family, as well as your followers. I will come back next week with my review of the final episode. So I'm up out of here. Deuces, guys. Thank you for subscribing to the channel and checking out these videos. I really do appreciate that.